Just as promised, fellas and ladies, just wanted to get this out to the range today. Today was actually a decent day. It's a little bit cold, but there's at least sun out. This is, again, the 2022 FN HIGH Power, high power. And like I said, I have been chomping at the bit to get one of these ever since I saw it introduced at SHOT Show back in 2022. Obviously, I wasn't there, but one of the representatives that, actually one of the sales reps from Idaho Arms and Ammo, which is where I purchased this, and the CZ75 up there, went and held this and said it was phenomenal. So like I said, I've been chomping at the bit to get my hands on one of these. I've never owned a Browning high power before, as I mentioned in my last video where I kind of talked about some of the features of this, and I am just ecstatic. I had my chance to get a Mark III on my local website for about $1,200, and honestly I probably should have taken it. Again, if you guys had the chance to watch my last video, these are proprietary mags, so none of your existing high power magazines, your P35 mags, are going to fit into this. Luckily enough though, I don't know if you can see that, again, it comes with this black bag just like all the other FN pistols, but this actually did come with two 18 or 17 round magazines. I'm sorry. Idaho Arms and Ammo actually had additional magazines for sale, like I had mentioned in my other video. They're about $60, so they're not cheap, that's for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out real quick and get the bag out of the way, and we'll focus a little bit more on the gun. Again, this gun is iconic, used around the world in law enforcement, as well as military services. Again, all across at least 50 different countries in different variations. I think Turkey makes a brand, the Girsan, the Tisas. I know that Girsan just came out with an MCP35 OP where they have like a red dot mounted on it and then a rail to mount a light. I just wanted a plain Jane high power, just wanted an all steel gun, which is what this is, with an NDLC coating. I don't know if you can see this here, but I missed that in my last video, but this does have a little bit of a crowned barrel right there. And then, like I'd mentioned before, or I actually typed in before, this isn't open for the guide rod in the spring, whereas the other older models I don't believe had that, much more like my CZ75 right here where it's closed off. So that was a little bit of a change. Both of these, you know, have this one has a lot of the Browning high power features, such as like the cut down. I've mentioned that before. This one doesn't have as long as I cut down from slide to the barrel that the previous ones did. This one is ambidextrous. I don't know if you can see that or not. I mentioned that as well. 17 round magazines. You know, a lot of folks say that had John Browning lived for like another 15 years, this is probably more of the design that he would have came out with. I don't know how true that is. I would agree somewhat a little bit, as this is double single action and this is still just single action, but you do have the option here to keep it cocked and locked. I did check these, make sure they're empty, and obviously the loaded mags are right there and right there, but you do have the option to keep this cocked and locked just like a 1911. As mentioned before, the reset on this trigger is very minimal, much like my M9A4, and I really appreciate that. Again, this does just have the black sights here, the rear sights, and then the front post are all blacked out. This does have like the tactical shelf, if that's what you want to call it, for on the back sight for like one-handed manipulations if you wanted to do that. Both these have the commander style hammer, if you will. This one has a little bit longer of a beaver tail. Again, even with this hammer cocked all the way down, I would never have an issue with getting hammer bite, which is what many folks had experienced with the previous Browning high powers. Even this one, with how far the hammer goes down, I still am not concerned about having that issue with hammer bite, but maybe somebody with much larger hands and beefier hands may get that with having the shorter beaver tail there. Just like I mentioned before, these are dovetailed in, so you can change those out. If anything, I'll probably switch out the front sight to a fiber optic at some point when they start rolling out with those. I do wish that the CZ75 had the stainless trigger and the stainless barrel. This is a newer model, and I believe the older models had that on there, but I love this gun. I don't know if you can see the grips on here, but the grips are much slimmer on the FN high power as they are on the CZ75. These have pretty big palm swells, but I actually feel like this is much more comfortable to shoot. I wasn't necessarily going to do a comparison video today of it. I did bring some loaded mags for my CZ75 just in case I wanted to shoot it, so we'll see. I don't know if you can also see this too, but it has like a little bit of a thumb indent here on these cheap plastic G10 stylish replacement, whatever you want to call them. The brown ones look like shit though, I know that, so I decided to just keep them all black. Mag release is pretty aggressive, and you know, really lets those mags drop freely. This does not have a beveled mag well. I'm not really worried about that. This one has a little bit of a beveled mag well, but I'm not running like competition shooting where I need to like reload fast in this. I'll probably never, well, obviously there are people that will carry this as their everyday carry. I probably won't. Like I said in my last video, it's a little bit under 40 ounces. It's still pretty heavy for me, and I just have too many other options to carry as far as like concealed carry goes. And so yeah, I can't wait to get some rounds through this. Like I said, picked up some extra magazines for this, and visit Idaho Arms and Ammo. Those guys are great. First time shooter friendly, female shooter friendly. They're just rad dudes. As always, there's my range, and we'll do our best to get close-up shots like on the water bottles, as long as I can hit them. And then maybe if my camera lady's doing good, I'll give her a couple rounds. Somebody actually commented that she outshot me in my last, my CZ75 video, so we definitely can't let that happen again. But let me get this loaded up and we'll do some shooting. I'm gonna throw some on the right paper target real quick, just to kind of see where my sights are on this. I would hope to God that out of the factory that these are pretty on. Again, they're dovetailed in, so I may have to adjust it. I shouldn't have to though, I wouldn't think so. So let me see what I can do on the right target. All right, so as you can see, I have a failure right off the bat, and I was a little bit worried with the 2022 FNs about that. As you can see, this did not go into full battery, which did not let me fire that. So I did clean this and oiled it, and so I shouldn't have any problems with that here. But let me load this back up again and see if we have the same issues. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed, and I should have bought that damn Mark III. So I'm hoping that that first one was just a fluke. Not really sure what the hell happened there. Again, I'm just shooting Winchester 115 grain ball, and so I'm not really sure why I had that second round issue. But the gun seems to be pretty on. I mean, any outside shots right there are obviously all me, being the first time I'm shooting this. But let me load this back up and see if I can hit some steel targets instead. Go for that M&M thing. Happy Easter, by the way. Those are last year's M&Ms from Easter. Gross. Like I said, I'm not really sure what the hell happened to the last target. I'm gonna go set up range again, and I'll shoot some more steel and then probably some water bottles, but I'll let you know so you can zoom in and get them. Typically I try and spray paint those, and I should have done that this time, but I didn't. All right, let me shoot some more steel, and then I'll just kind of call out my shots for the water bottles if I can hit them. I'm gonna go for that very back row first of the water bottles after I shoot some steel though, okay? Can you see those bottles all the way back there?
Yes.
Okay. All the way back.
Okay.
Yikes. Huh. Well, that was that. The trigger on here is actually a lot better than what I was expecting it to be. It's really good. Like I said, the reset on it is really short, a lot like that, and a lot like my M9 A4. Feels good. It feels good in my hand. There's not a lot of recoil. I know that I had mentioned that because the CZ75 has internal slide rails, that's supposed to actually help with a lot of the recoil and whatnot. But you know what? I didn't really feel a lot of recoil out of this myself. Again, I'm not really sure what the hell happened to that second shot right there, why it didn't go all the way into full battery, but I haven't had an issue since then. I'm gonna reset the range and let my camera lady do some shooting. You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, she doesn't want to shoot it today, but I'm gonna reset the range, reload a couple mags, and I'm gonna do some more shooting. All right. And honestly, that wasn't the first issue that I've ever had with an FN pistol. I've been waiting to do my 509 tactical, and I just haven't yet. But I'm gonna do a video on that and talk about a couple of things that I had some issues with. Unfortunately, with the Winchester 115 grain white ball. And my 509 tactical, I was shooting it suppressed, and I had a round explode in the chamber, and it cracked the frame. Anyways, I'll get into that when I do my video of my 509. So it wasn't surprising to me that I had an issue with this the second time that I was shooting it, but you know, you can only hope for the best, especially at the price point that this gun is at.
Could have been a fluke.
Huh?
Could have been a fluke.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and go for those back water bottles on the targets.
The one. Oh, yep.
That milk jug all the way to the right. The bottle underneath that target. The milk jug on the left. The Listerine. There we go. How about that big fat one right in the middle? Well, super accurate so far. I mean, maybe I'm just having a really good day at the range. I mean, if anybody has watched any of my other videos, I mean, you've seen that, you know, I miss shit. I'm human. But everything that I seem to be pointing this at, it seems to be shooting. I don't think that I'm going to have to adjust the sights at all, thank God. Like I said, if anything, I'm when outside companies, Trijicon, whoever, decides to come out with the fiber optic, I'll probably throw that on there and keep the black rears because I really like that. That's kind of the way my LTT is set up, my 92 LTT, and I like that. And so, anyways, I'm gonna keep shooting. I'm gonna go for that water bottle all the way in the back again. They're still about halfway full. Whatever. How about the cranberry bottle in front of us?
Yeah, that's just your nemesis today.
Yeah. The M&Ms. Alright, I guess I'll do the steel.
Seems pretty good.
Had another malfunction.
Never mind.
So I took that round that I had an issue with last time and I loaded it. That must have been the mag. I have one more round in here. Let me see if I have issues with that, but that's 2 times now. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna go for that right target, right in the body, and just rip off a bunch of rounds to see if I have issues. Like I said, I had issues with Winchester White Box 115 grain ball. Man, that's unfortunate, but I just ripped off what, like 17 rounds and I didn't have any issues. Let me just shoot these last 2 mags and we'll wrap up. Well, I always forget. Any grouping issues, obviously, is me just kind of throwing them down there. But honestly, everything that I was aiming at, I was shooting in. Again, I might be having a better day than most days. Obviously, I still miss some, but I might be having a better day than most days, but this gun seems pretty damn accurate. I'm gonna pick up my CZ75. I only have 2 mags loaded, and I'm just gonna hit this left target and see if I can, I don't know, what I see, what I feel.
That has a loud trigger click.
Right? There's a bee right there.
Serious?
He's just sitting there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you should kill them. Oh. I'll just stay quiet.
Again, any grouping issues is me. Definitely not the guns, and definitely not a CZ75, right? Well, to wrap up, both of these shoot great. Again, super accurate with that one. I don't know if I was just having a better day than typical, but the CZ75, you can't beat that either. Double single action. This one did actually come with some painted charging night sights or whatever that, leaving the day, they'll glow for about an hour or so. Feels super good in my hands. Again, I wasn't really going to do a comparison video of this, but I just wanted to kind of pull them out as they're very similar. Feels good, shoots great. I think that one I just had a better day with, but yeah. Anyways, we'll definitely be doing some more videos with the 2022 high power for sure, and obviously the CZ75, the decocker model. But thanks, guys.